OKFM 101.7.
Menu of your cry, a big and fish, you know. And it didn't back on quite a mirror fee. One year, what can you?
Oh, you're really. It's interesting, sir, what we said, because it's just last week, yeah, I think last Friday, just last week, a few days ago, and my lawyer's firm is appeal now on Monty, against the decision by the Human Rights Court. We're losing that appeal as well. Until last week, that appeal was dismissed, and the judges have really advised him, sir. This is not a matter he should still be pursuing. Kai say onona odemeko court, onumo and odemeko court, and we're losing all the grounds, and he's still now trying to appeal, and the appeal has only last week been dismissed. I hope he will be well advised, sir. Media mejuma and meyeye carrying out my oversight. There's nothing personal. We are looking into National Cathedral. How did it happen, sir? JNS, they don't have any contract. They received 2.6 million. Any diligent member of parliament will raise questions. Into me, investigation, and me who say, oh, Sena Nipana or Tia Kwabna Edujenfi, Victor Kusi Boateng, or Tia Kwabna Edujenfi 2.6 million from National Cathedral to JNS Talent Center Limited. Sena, the same person, Nipa Bako. Except that we're creating a double identity scheme, different date of birth, different mother, different kin, and we're BT system for many years. But as the Bible says, nothing will be hidden forever. There's always the day of accountability. There's always judgment day. And he has been exposed. And I don't know why he continues with all of this, his court cases, and he keeps losing terribly in the court. And we are there, we are ready. My lawyers are always standing by. Or finally, we will go and present the facts, because we know that it's about the facts, it's about the truth. We haven't concocted anything. Oversight. That's what the Constitution expects of us. That's what the Ghanaian people expect of us. And we are protecting the public purse. We are making sure that there is financial oversight and financial accountability. I also want to confirm to you, sir, motion now you filing, Kai sir, Speaker approve Parliament debate the motion for a National Cathedral inquiry. And the delay process, they say, change majority for to submit their names. And we are expecting, sir, when Parliament resumes, they will submit their names. Then we will have the full-blown inquiry into the whole National Cathedral matter. I said this has been the biggest, project, because potentially, this project was going to cost us about $1 billion. If you add the cost of the demolitions, cost of compensation, all of these people who are, some of them are even in court demanding compensation. Almost or more at time Yasika Ajane, people like Harry Summers, or more $6 million. David Ajayi, all of these people will have to account and refund our money. Yeah.
Maminya Aibiwa, and I don't know, many Professor Opuni. Onyina Ebetina, former Pentecost, one more chairman. And what can say, can I walk boss 6 million? And yes, 6 million. But can you almost Biaman, but in Rusa? One. And now, what a Yinano so me correct, site. In fact, actually, in a panoramic view, and I'm saying we mukohe. I don't know actually because there's no story to tell.
Yo, media, $6 million. Once the media, if I put out any figure, I don't engage in guesswork. and as conjecture there be or more documents or more presented in Parliament. And I would appeal to the respected Professor Opoku with all humility. Ebia documents na Secretariat the Parliament. Ebia onhunye. And our appeal to him sir, if he secures a copy, or behun say, or Mwankasa no Muka say, the Secretariat, the document under the name, the signature of Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah, almost Omwama Karisames, $6 million. Karisames and the Nehemiah Group. And it is not my figure. And I would have wanted to hear say, if he at the board chairman or say and yes $6 million, that is even another scandal. And how much does he know? China or no on himself or Modema Karisames. And Karisames, so what business did he have? Obia will say, or yes, CEO of Nehemiah Group, only to go and find out say a coffee na autumn in some warehouse. You know, into Omanyomu due diligence, and he should tell us. I mean, saying what does he know at the board? Because yet you name at the level of Parliament, the documents the Secretariat presented, no, $6 million. Secondly, I am the say one kasawako no question maybe so, and it said, did you see value for money? 339 million.
No, not at all.
339 million. Indiana, I'm not surprised. Also for Akukudam, they say Reverend Otabil, Reverend Dake Ward Mills. Omunyana are recusing. They've just resigned and they don't want to be associated with this project because, as Bishop Dak said in his resignation letter, it doesn't sit well in his conscience. Sika Kesiesa, and all he sees is a pit. And it has become the world's most expensive pit. Amona 339 million Ghana cedis. And there has been no value for money. And this project has just become a symbol. International media, from Financial Times to New York Times to the Washington Post, Obia Kase is become the symbol of corruption in Africa. How leaders even misuse the name of God and just loot from the people. That's what the international media is saying.
And I know, because of Sa Cathedral, me too kwan kakra me call. I think last 2 weeks or so, me shedako the Vatican. Now, we say lots of cathedrals. We St. Peter's Basilica nifiwa. Wamu ada Scala Cathedral. Wamu wobi wa. And cathedrals are wamu hono. Minimi ya dieno. Ne ye fair free hen yesi because sa wo si cathedral bia na wo model bi na wo de yesi. Wa me wura mu akoya kohu the 16th chapel. Michelangelo, drawings, sculptures near the idea na ewo. Ye die no per document amu ye no see the model no ye fa free he.
Many very brilliant question. Cathedral Sena Wakano. There's always a story. There's always a very important historical link. Either say Jesus Christ and Kasa Ekohona and the disciples, and there's those who painted. They said the artist Michelangelo, who is credited.
Raphael.
Yes, Raphael more credited to have portrayed the Last Supper in very, very iconic, a piece of art and all of that. And so there's always a story. Who can model now? Almost say they want to reflect the place of Africa in the Bible. And what is strange in it? Your model, no, you won't see any of these biblical characters, and it's a bit far fetched because almost say, your model, almost say, very importing Nema from Israel into Ubekaya, even during the foundation of Africa. During the foundation, or more catch your Israeli ambassador say offer a stone from Israel and Embra. And then they've also said more signing an agreement with Israel to release some artifacts from Israel. Now, the fundamental question is, if you are bringing things from Israel and a tourist will be or America or France or Britain or Cathedral, where he can get the original stories, original linkage, will he ignore Israel, ignore Rome, the Vatican, all these places, and come to Ghana because we'll see foundation on a board beef from Israel, everybody. Is that compelling enough?
And the stories are not for you.
They are not your stories. They are not your stories. I mean, why come to some mimic, some small look-alike when you can go to the original? In China, some analysts have said, even if we were developing our unique tourism sites, to say Abia, Komfuanoche, Ana Kakum, Ana Fiema Monkey Sanctuary, Ana, even if it is about our castles, where we share the year of return. Why it has been so successful is because it is original. If you want a story on the slave trade, you have to come here to the West Coast, come and see the castles, go through the dungeons, go to the journey of no return. Imagine, sir, we decided to rather invest in that and create all kinds of, effects using modern technology, and then even creating satellite businesses, restaurants and hotels all around the castle. We will not even have to spend that much, and it will have brought us more benefit because unique. And as a person who promoted something even in terms of in the religious space, where are our African traditional religions and our culture? Can't you rather adopt something like that as a model and develop it? Won't people rather travel to come and see something unique to you than this attempt to spend so much money? And it is just based on copycat from Israel and other places. And unique to you, and authentic, and original. I mean, honestly, or more conceptualize it at the way. It's just a waste of it. Right from the conceptualization to implementation to whoever decided even on the location. Say, baby, your judges bungalow, baby, your judicial training institute, baby, your scholarship secretariat, baby, your Mali ambassador's residence, baby, your Comsys IT firm, baby, your the Waterstone Realty apartment complex, baby, your the Deputy Shrine Commissioner's residence. Yen demolishing all of those properties. Omaya, yes, we have an infrastructure deficit, and then we are demolishing, and then to put up that building over there. That's the only place we could have located this. Look, the whole thing. I mean, I think somebody just had a nightmare, a bad dream, and then decided to. But it raises more fundamental questions about your governance. You see, we keep talking about an all-powerful president, a constitution that makes him so powerful. How could he get away with all of this? Should damage what cause it? And I mean, once a president comes out, this is my priority of priorities. It's very difficult to stop him. I mean, Parliament is weak, the judiciary is weak. You have an imperial executive, an overbearing executive, and shared crisis that we have on our heads. And as we go through some of this, and I see coming back to the floods in my constituency, I see how NADMO is struggling. Omo need resources, Omo need blankets, Omo need mattresses. They have to depend on the benevolence of others, and you ask yourself, so a country that struggles to even meet the basic needs of its people, even when there is crisis, when there is disaster, is this a country that should be engaging in all of these fanciful, poorly conceptualized projects? I mean, our problem in this country, Minia.
Mame na wase na yenye nsem ni bi kaje bi na yeba yebese di nko medase anope
yo medase na mention
medase pa Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa MP for Northton na minority spokesperson foreign affairs ɛna yɛne no adwedwe nkɔmmɔ no.
OKFM 101.7